Oh, here's another one right here.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from portals to strange cryptid sightings that may just leave you shocked, yet craving more. Ready? Let's jump right in. A Reddit user recently shared an intriguing image on the platform. The user had bought some blueberries and was enjoying them when she noticed a strange marking on one of the berries. Upon closer inspection, she realized that the marking was a set of numbers, well written and too small to be written by hand. What's more, the numbers seem to be made by a machine, which is unusual as food items are not typically marked with serial numbers. As the image went viral, many people started offering explanations for the strange marking on the berry. Most of the commenters suggested that the berry was attached to the packaging when the company was laser printing on it. This explanation seemed plausible, as laser printing is a common way of marking products with serial numbers. However, some people still wondered if there was something more sinister going on. Such individuals suspected the government might be messing with our foods and changing our bodies. It's possible that the marking on the berry was simply a result of the laser printing process, as many suggested. However, it's also possible that this was a deliberate act and that someone intentionally marked the berry with a serial number. But why? Well, we don't know. That's the mystery. Your thoughts on this are welcome. A homeowner in North Carolina, USA, was reviewing his home surveillance footage when he spotted a strange creature. The creature appeared to have a hairy body and was walking on two legs. Although the camera was positioned downward, it was still obvious that the creature was not human. Its size was significantly smaller compared to the flower pot it walked by. It was definitely not a normal creature, as it did not resemble a rat, cat, or rodent and was clearly walking on two legs. Interestingly, some viewers pointed out that the creature didn't cast a shadow, which made the sighting even more bizarre. The lack of the shadow made some, including my in-house video editor, think it might be CGI, but we can't prove that now, can we? Some people also suggested that the creature might be a duende, a mythical creature found in Spanish and Latin American folklore. Duendes are known for being small, mischievous beings that look similar to elves or goblins. They're believed to live in natural places such as forests and caves and are regarded as guardians of nature. Depending on their mood or the actions of humans they encounter, they might either help or worry people. However, it's hard to say for sure if the creature in the footage is a duende or something else entirely. What do you think? Our next clip opens up with an unusual object falling from the sky. The object appears to be a glowing cloud-like mass resembling a balloon more than a typical cloud. It's purple with an orange, fiery color and has a strange, unexplainable shape. The object can be seen rotating in the sky as it moves. At first, many thought it could be something otherworldly, perhaps a UFO. Looking at the clip, it's understandable why they think that. It looks like something that will come out from a spaceship or something alien. While many were buying into the idea, members of the scientific community stated that it could be wreckage from one of the SpaceX launches that were ejected into space and are now falling back to Earth. Looking at the clip, this looks like the more plausible explanation for what we are seeing. Either that or there's some serious alien camouflage. Growing up, I always heard some people being called lucky, but being the scientific mind I was in my childhood days, I just thought it was a matter of probability. If the childhood me could see this, he would change his mind. Yes, that's a man shaking uncontrollably, and it appears to be quite severe. At first glance, the reason behind this unusual behavior is unknown, but as the camera panned down, a broken piece of a hand grinder was revealed lying on the ground. As he turned the camera toward his face, we could see the reason behind his tremors. The disc of the hand grinder had become lodged in his cap just a few inches away from his head. This was a very close call, and the man's cap had saved him from what could have been a fatal accident. How's that possible? It's not supposed to be. It's quite remarkable how lucky he is to have escaped unscathed. It was clear from the video that the man was terrified and shaken by the incident, and understandably so. Could this be luck or something more? Share your thoughts. Has the recent AI craze got you worried about computers taking over the world? Well, I hate to do this, but your worries are about to get a whole lot bigger. Intel has just rolled out Hala Point, and it's a big deal in the world of neuromorphic computing. This beast is the largest neuromorphic computer ever made, boasting 1,152 Lothi-2 chips. These chips mimic a whopping 1.15 billion artificial neurons and a mind-boggling 128 billion synapses spread across a whopping 140,544 processing cores. This means it can handle a staggering 20 quadrillion operations per second, which is a huge leap from Intel's previous system, Pohoiki Springs. Hala Point blows it out of the water, offering over 10 times the neuron capacity and up to 12 times higher performance. Why does this matter? Well, it's a game changer when it comes to the hefty computing costs of training AI models. With Hala Point, Intel aims to slash the time and resources needed to train these models. This could mean big improvements in AI applications across industries like healthcare, finance, and transportation. This is a major milestone in neuromorphic computing. Its impressive processing power and massive neuron capacity could change the game for AI training and deployment. It's a sign of exciting things to come in the world of computing. Unless AI goes bad and attacks us, of course, but that will never happen, right? In a small town located in South Africa, an unusual and fascinating creature was spotted by some residents. According to eyewitnesses, the creature appeared to be a mermaid with a blue fish tail. It was seen above the water, and it raises its tail before dropping back into the water and swimming away. Conversations about these creatures always start a debate, and this was no different. While some people believe that mermaids are real, others are convinced that they're simply a myth and don't exist. Some viewers even suggest that the creature in question might have been a siren instead of a mermaid, as sirens are also known to inhabit the ocean and have similar traits to mermaids. Despite the debate, many viewers who saw the footage of the mermaid were adamant that it was a genuine sighting and that the creature was, in fact, a mermaid. However, some skeptics argued that it was likely a person in a costume and the footage could have been staged. Looking at the unnatural way it moves in the water, I'm tempted to believe it's true, but that's perhaps just me. What do you think about this fascinating sighting? Do you believe it's the real deal, or do you think that it's just a hoax? Share your thoughts. Next, we visit a beach in Venezuela where a peculiar phenomenon occurred. The sand on the beach was seen to be shifting and rumbling, creating a commotion among the people present. As the ground opened up, it revealed a strange-looking object that appeared to be rising from beneath the sand. The object was massive, and its shape was difficult to discern due to the sand still clinging to it. There are many speculations about what it could be. Some suggested that it could be nothing but a natural disaster, perhaps a landslide or earthquake waiting to happen. A few people speculated that it could be some creature living underground that was coming out to the surface. Some even went as far as suggesting that it could be an alien ship emerging from the sand. In the absence of any official report, the incident remains a mystery, and people continue to speculate about what it could have been. Having seen the clip, what do you think we're dealing with? During a beautiful sunset, someone captured this. It looks like tiny insects swamped up in the sunset, but is this even possible? If it were, what kind of insects could do that? The original poster believes that they could be cicadas, but a commenter suggested that they could be wasps. Others in the paranormal community and in this post stated they observed wasps acting odd during the eclipse. I did some digging around and found an explanation. Apparently, wasps are more active during the daytime when it's warmer and there's more light. So if an eclipse temporarily reduces the amount of light, they might become less active or confused. Some insects and animals might even behave as if it's dusk or nighttime during an eclipse, which could affect their foraging patterns and other behaviors. Could this be what happened to the wasps these individuals observed? Very likely. Could what we are seeing in the clip be wasps? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Recently, a group of people on a boat ride in a river came across an alligator making its way toward them. The passengers began filming the scene because, well, why not? But as the alligator got closer, the situation became increasingly tense. They noticed he was out for blood. Without warning, the alligator leapt out of the water, clearly attempting to get into the boat or at least grab one of the passengers. Naturally, the passengers were taken aback and quickly backed away as the reptile landed on the side of the boat and then fell off. Alligators are massive in size, with an average length of 13 feet and can weigh up to 1,000 pounds. However, they're also known to be dangerous predators, capable of causing serious harm to humans and animals alike. Thankfully, no one was hurt. If you intend to visit a place with gators, let this be your cue to be extra safe out there. There are theories of strange chemicals in our air and even metals. Could that be why this group of individuals are standing out with metal detectors in their hands? It sounds weird, but the original posts seem to suggest so. As you can see in the footage, these people are all standing outside on a field, holding metal detectors above their heads with hope of detecting any metal. However, as you listen to the footage, you can hear these strange sounds coming from the devices. But looking at the devices, are they not beeping because they're detecting each other? The devices are made of metal. However, a commenter made this comment. As someone who has metal detected as a hobby for 4+ years, they aren't going off because of metal in the air. The reasons all the detectors are going off is because they're ringing off of each other. This happens all the time and is very annoying if you're metal detecting with someone else in a small space. This is another fear lingering post. While there may be some theories about the presence of strange metals or chemicals in our atmosphere, this particular exercise may not be the best way to verify such claims.
Oh, here's another one right here. You see him? Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning.
A family in California saw this peculiar-looking star moving in the sky using night vision glasses. The strange-looking stars were moving in the clouds as the people used green lasers to follow their movement. At a certain point, it blinked light and continued moving. It's pretty obvious by now that that is not a star up there. Some netizens said it was a drone. Someone also says it's a UFO, but not an alien, just something in the sky. And some were very certain that this was an alien, even going further to say they have been seeing them all the time. What do you think, though? Alien or something else entirely? Share your thoughts.
Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it flashed.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
I'm lasering at him.
A group of fishermen had a unique catch recently that has left many intrigued. They managed to catch a lancetfish from the ocean, which is a rare species of fish that is not often seen. The fish was long and slender with a silver body that shimmered in the sunlight. Its most notable feature was a set of long fins on its back that resembled a sail, giving it a distinctive appearance. Despite its striking appearance, the fishermen were initially unsure what type of fish it was. Some speculated that it could be a hybrid of a barracuda and a sailfish. Looking at it, I can see why they think that. Someone even said that it was a result of underwater nuclear testing. However, after some research, we confirmed that it was truly a lancetfish. For those unfamiliar with it, it's a deep-sea fish that is known to live at depths of up to 1,500 meters. They're known for their elongated and slender bodies, sharp teeth, and long dorsal fin that runs the length of their body. They're often found in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and are known to be formidable predators, feeding on a variety of smaller fish and squid. Cool, huh?
That's a gnarly... See you later, bud.
Have you ever wondered what the undersea cable system for our internet looks like? If you have, you're in luck. If you haven't, well, still enjoy this. This is what the connection made for the internet fiber optic cables looks like connected to the sea. Undersea fiber optic cables are like hidden highways under the ocean, made of thin strands of glass or plastic. They carry data using light signals, making communication fast and reliable across long distances. These cables are placed on the ocean floor, often very deep down, connecting continents and countries to form a giant network. Even though they're super important, most people don't even notice them. Putting these cables in place and keeping them working is tough work. Special ships and gear are needed to carefully lay them on the ocean floor and make sure they stay put. They have to be constantly watched and fixed to avoid any problems from nature or people. These cables are a big deal for global communication. They make talking to someone on the other side of the world almost as easy as talking to your neighbor. Without them, the internet and all the connections we rely on wouldn't be possible. Don't believe me? Check with Africa. Most of the continent experienced power problems a few months ago when cables belonging to MTN, one of the continent's biggest communication giants, were damaged. Thankfully, they were able to find a way around it. That should tell you how important these things are. You and I are fortunate to live in a time like this. Never forget that.
What's that? Can you hear that noise? What is that?
8 years ago, a YouTube channel, Marty Dennison, posted this footage online. It was strange trumpet noises echoing from the sky. The whole household came to listen to it, and this was in Sydney. The phenomenon was, however, heard in various parts of the world.
What is that?
But what are these sounds, and why are people hearing them all over the world? Well, I did some digging and came across some information. According to the American Academy of Audiology, they are called skyquakes. While numerous theories have been proposed to explain the phenomenon, there is still no definitive explanation that has been universally accepted by researchers. Some of the most prominent of theories state that skyquakes could be caused by seismic activity such as earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. Another possibility is that they're caused by atmospheric changes like thunder or lightning. It's also possible that they may be caused by the interaction of ocean waves with the Earth's crust. Some people have suggested more unconventional explanations for skyquakes, including sonic booms generated by military aircraft or atmospheric disturbances caused by electromagnetic phenomena. Despite the many ideas that have been put forward, skyquakes remain a mystery. What do you make of the whole thing?
What is that?
So scary.
Here we have another footage of the strange noise from the sky. In this video footage, a woman records a loud and strange noise coming from the sky outside her home. Curious and slightly unnerved, the woman went outside to record the sound. The noise continued for a while before eventually stopping. Some few moments later, it began again and she went outside to record it once more. These sounds are haunting and eerie. Some people believe these sounds could be linked to the end of the world as described in the Bible. Specifically, they point to the sound of the trumpet as a sign of the apocalypse. However, others believe that there could be other explanations for these strange occurrences. What are your thoughts, though? Do you believe that these sounds could be a sign of the end of times, or do you think that there are other explanations for these strange occurrences? Would you go camping if you knew these guys would be your campmates? In the footage, a camper woke up one night to find a huge spider crawling on his tent on the outside. If you're an arachnophobe, I'm sure it will be hell for you. You can even see the highlights of other insects as well. Wait, did I just call a spider an insect? Spider-Man will be happy about that. Good thing he's not real. Can you guess where this particular camp is happening? Hint, it's a popular place with the world's most deadly creatures. Yes, you guessed right, Australia. Australia is known for its spiders, some of which can grow to enormous sizes. For instance, the huntsman spider, which is commonly found in Australian homes, can have a leg span of up to 30 centimeters, making it one of the largest spiders in the world. Thinking of it alone is making my stomach churn, but do tell me, what do you think of this camping expedition? Do or pass? Have you heard about the innovative building constructed in Japan by the renowned Nendo Studio? This incredible structure has been designed to play a pivotal role in reducing carbon emissions and absorbing CO2 from the environment. The building has been constructed using a special type of concrete known as CO2 silicon, which has been engineered to minimize the release of harmful gases during production. The walls of this house have been made from state-of-the-art concrete, making it a pioneering example of eco-friendly architecture. By embracing technologies like this, we can take a significant step toward mitigating the environmental impact of traditional concrete production. What do you think about the future of construction? Do you see this as a game-changing development in the field? On the night of April the 4th, 2024, a surveillance camera in Idaho captured an unusual sight in someone's backyard. The footage shows a craft flying over the property which appeared to have 6 vertical lights. Although the camera quality is not great due to the darkness, the lights are clearly visible. The rest of the craft is difficult to make out, leaving the shape and size a mystery. The owner of the footage is convinced that it was a UFO given the current hype around UFO sightings on the internet. However, it's difficult to say for sure what it is without further evidence or analysis. It's possible that it could have been a normal aircraft, but the unusual light formation suggests otherwise. What do you think? In the blackness of the night engulfing the remote forest, did you see that creature suddenly appear and then disappear as it appeared? What does the scene bring to mind? Some who saw the footage believed it was Bigfoot, but a second group believed it was nothing more than a witch. The darkness makes it hard to discern what exactly we're looking at, but is it just me or does it appear to be wearing a cloak more than it does appear to be having fur? Perhaps it's my eyes or simply put, my active imagination at work, but I believe the uploader may have wrongly identified the cryptid he encountered. What do you think? This footage was taken in Michigan this year and had been kept under wraps until the recent events in the USA, if you know what I mean. A man was taking a stroll when, out of nowhere, he noticed a flying disc in the sky. Looking at the discs, I guess we all have an idea what that might be. A UFO. Members of the paranormal scrutinized the crafts and were convinced that there was no way this was CGI. Frankly, there's not much to go on about. It's hard to confirm or disprove the fact. Some are convinced that the sightings have only increased since the confirmation by the US government because the aliens know they've been found out and are no longer interested in hiding. Frankly speaking, I find that hard to believe, but what do you think of the whole thing? Do you believe the sightings are real, or are people simply taking advantage to go viral? Share your thoughts. For our next clip, let's travel to Texas. While going about her daily activities, a lady in Texas looks out into her yard, perhaps to enjoy the view, and is amazed to spot a creature she's never seen before. Confused by what she's seeing, she uploaded it online. Take a look. The creature appears to be stopping by to sample berries that have fallen to the ground. I mean, berries are sweet, and if I saw a tree full of them, well, I'd stop by too. If you have ever owned a garden next to wildlife, you know such visitations occur more often than we'd want to state. But things get interesting once the woman spots the animal. She realizes it doesn't look like anything she's ever seen. Possibly not wanting to appear eccentric, and despite being profoundly shocked, she managed to snap a photo of the creature. The photo, which has now gone viral, leaves everyone asking the question, what could this creature be? It resembles a member of the cat family, sporting unusually elongated ears while sharing a similar body length to that of a mountain lion. Experts, however, think it might be a dog with fur or skin issues. Numerous speculations have emerged regarding its identity. Some suggest it could be a chupacabra, while others propose a hybrid between a coyote and a dog. The idea that such creatures could produce this anomaly might seem far-fetched due to their sizes, yet considering the unusual occurrences in our world today, well, who am I to dismiss the possibility? What do you say, though? Now, stepping away from our bonus footage, which is quite the mystery, at least for you, we have another one for you that's truly mysterious. Take a look. Do my eyes deceive me, or does that look like a dinosaur? It's hard to tell if it's a pteranodon versus a pterodactyl. One of these creatures has teeth and the other doesn't. If you know which is which, you can state it in the comments section. We'll be marking the ones that are right in the comments section. But back to the footage. Is that really an extinct dinosaur flying in the sky? Well, part of me doesn't think so. However, some paranormal enthusiasts believe the government may be experimenting with these extinct creatures. What do you think? Ah, the mystique of Bigfoot continues. In the world of cryptids and enigmatic creatures, Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, holds a special place, and this image adds another layer to the enduring mystery. The footage opens us up to a forest where we've got some dense bushes, and there, right in the midst of it all, is a figure with brown fur with its back turned to the camera. Now the speculation begins. Some adventurous souls suggest that what we are seeing here is none other than the elusive Sasquatch crouched down on the ground. After all, these creatures are known for their significant size. But wait, there's a twist in the tale. This particular one is much smaller compared to what our expectation of a Sasquatch is. Some members of the paranormal community have suggested that the footage might not be a Bigfoot at all. Instead, they've suggested it might be a rare capture of the monkey people, an entirely different species of cryptid. Are you familiar with these species, or do we need to do a special episode on them? Tell us if you'd want that in the comments section. We'd be reading. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe buttons yet, this would be a good time to do so. We've got so much content in store for you, and we wouldn't want you to miss any. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Now, back to today's episode. In this next footage, we have a man who claims to own the body parts of a Bigfoot his father shot and killed years ago. According to him, the creature was so massive that they had no suitable space to preserve the entire body intact, so they resorted to cutting it into pieces for preservation. Here we can see him displaying the severed arm of the said Bigfoot. The arm, covered in brown fur, looks incredibly realistic. The palm looks human, but has this animalistic look to it, and it's very big. It's distinctly different from chimps, monkeys, or gorillas. Do you believe it is indeed the arm of a Bigfoot, or do you think it's simply a prop? We'd love to hear your take and thoughts. Prepare yourself for a chilling sight, a colossal humanoid figure, its presence hauntingly etched against the backdrop of an open field. The capture you see was uploaded by the user Kiwasibor on YouTube. In the capture, we see a creature that looks emaciated with pale skin and sunken eyes. Its mouth is slightly ajar, as if in a silent cry. The uploader didn't give any context to the image, leaving the viewers itching with speculations about what this creature could be. It's reminiscent of the Fallout series, but the question remains, is this a hoax or a genuine sighting of a starving giant? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In Sonoma, California, a hiker was having a blissful day strolling through the lush green landscapes when he unexpectedly encountered an unsettling presence that sent shivers down his spine. He quickly concealed himself among the tall grass, instinctively reaching for his device to capture this bizarre encounter. In the footage, a humanoid creature comes into view, pacing back and forth with an aura of aggression, all the while vigorously swinging its long arms. The creature looms at an imposing height of approximately 7 or more feet, and its entire body appears to be covered in a dense coat of brown fur. Overwhelmed by the encounter, the frightened hiker couldn't help but wonder if he'd stumbled upon the legendary enigma known as Bigfoot. The footage points to that, but its authenticity is one that remains up for debate. What do you think? Is this a true video of Bigfoot, or is someone just messing with the paranormal community? While it's common to witness animals perching on trees as if it were an everyday marketplace affair, I'm still utterly flabbergasted. It's the second time I've been proven wrong. Goats are exceptional climbers too. The location of this video clip remains unknown, yet it's clear the camera was strategically positioned to capture this astounding sight. White goats scaling an impressively tall palm tree. That alone doesn't suffice. It raises questions about whether these goats are specifically trained or controlled to perform this feat. Could the recorder have inadvertently placed the camera upside down? Well, forgive me for sounding skeptical, but the palm tree stands upright except for the apparent slant or curvy posture to it. Did I just describe a tree as being curvy? Oh, forgive me, but you get the idea, don't you? Either way, coming back to the video, if you know anything about goats, it's that they love to climb. I know that. All the members of the team know that, but it's simply hard to believe climbing palm trees was simply a part of their resume. Wild. Notice that many places considered haunted are in remote areas of town. Well, this next footage follows a similar trajectory, which might prove that there's indeed a correlation. During the early hours of the night, a man known for his curiosity stumbles upon a location not recommended for a visit, a place known as Dead Doll Lane. If the name doesn't already give it away, the vicinity is filled with numerous dolls, some hanging, others dismantled or even destroyed. A few are caught in the fences along the road. Unfazed by his findings, he continues his investigations. Myths surrounding these dolls suggested they house evil spirits or perhaps even demons. But let's ponder, are these locations truly overtaken by so-called evil spirits and demons, or could they be regular spirits clinging to the perceived homes and attaching themselves to the new occupants of the property? Whatever your answer, there are individuals who've assumed the role of blinding these spirits to dolls like those featured in the footage. A few of these bound spirits become problematic and are consequently banished to the lane you see. What do you think, though? Are there merits to these myths, or are they simply old wives' tales being passed on from one generation to the other? Share your thoughts or experiences, if any, with us. For our next footage, a camera mounted on what appears to be a boat captures a curious encounter with an unidentifiable creature. Let's take a look. Now, it's unclear whether or not it possesses any form of communication. This creature exhibits dog-like characteristics, sporting white and cream or tan-colored skin. Additionally, its face appears like it has a pair of goggles covering its eyes. Very perplexing if you ask me. But are there truly creatures like this? Is this really real? Well, there's a cerdid and a mythological creature that's known to fit the bill. The Ningen is typically described as having pale, translucent, or bluish-white skin, somewhat resembling a giant underwater ghost or spirit. It's often said to have a human-like face, eyes, and mouth, though the features can vary. Now, there are varied images of what the Ningen looks like, but members of the paranormal community who saw this believe that that's the real deal. A part of me feels like it's an elaborate hoax, but what do I know? Perhaps you can help clear the confusion. What do you think? Now for something bone-chilling, literally. If you have a weak stomach, you might want to skip ahead for the next 30 seconds. If you are still here, it means you can stomach it. This video clip exposes a haunting scene in a graveyard. In this scene, we see open graves and scattered bones that paint a grim picture. In the footage, two individuals discuss the disturbing trend of townspeople raiding the graveyard for items used in rituals. Imagine having your grave robbed and exposed in the open because someone robbed it. Imagine your bones being put in polythene bags and left in there. But why would people want to rob the graves of others? Why steal their bones? What motivates such actions, and how desperate must people be to resort to breaking into a sacred resting place for malevolent purposes? Does anyone care to explain? Because this is simply unbelievable. As this cemetery's secrets are exposed, it leads me to wonder, are all other cemeteries the same? Do their deceased suffer the same fate as these unfortunate souls by having their remains desecrated? We invite you to share your insights into the comments section, particularly the consequences of such acts in your culture. Before we move on, though, a moment of silence for the departed souls. Well, looks like the webbed tree is not the only shocker for the day. Check out this footage. This footage was captured by a crew of loggers who were cutting down some oaks in the Alabama woodlands. They had done this so many times that it had almost become second nature to them. They always knew what to expect and how to navigate them. But what you see on your screen is not something they anticipated. If you're wondering what you're seeing, allow me to put you out of that stress. The creature you see on your screen is nothing more than a mummified dog. There's no telling how it ended up there, but we can make some intelligent guesses. The poor canine probably wandered into the woods chasing a rabbit and got stuck in the tree trunk. It couldn't wiggle itself out of the tree and ended up starving to death. No matter how you look at it, that's a horrible way to go, but instead of decaying, the tree preserved its body. This discovery got the world talking, and the mummified dog was put in a museum and named Stucky. Fascinating, isn't it? Now, which one of you knows which museum the dog was placed in? Tell us in the comments section. Speaking of Bigfoot, a 12-year-old boy saw a Yeti on a camping trip in the Kemerovo Mountains in Siberia. The Kemerovo Mountains in Siberia are renowned as a hotspot for Yeti sightings. The young boy said he was taking a morning walk with some of the kids when he spotted the magnificent creature with brown fur and brown eyes like a human. Following the boy's sighting, the campers stumbled upon tracks left by the mysterious creature near the campsite. Strangely, no one heard anything unusual during the time the creature was presumed to have passed by. The tracks of the creature were double the size of an adult human's, pointing to the fact that the boy's account was true. He really saw a Bigfoot. Such a lucky kid. Do you believe in ghosts? If you've ever answered no, then it's perhaps because you haven't come across our next footage. Watch.
Right there, looked like something dark formed.
In this clip, a female YouTuber who is out looking for a sense of the supernatural starts feeling like there's a strange presence out with her in the backyard. She senses a presence watching her from the darkness, lurking with an ulterior motive to invade her space. Undeterred, she remains in the backyard, attempting to discern the nature of the presence. After scanning the area with a flashlight with no results, she switches to an alternative approach using a spirit box. Just in case you're unfamiliar with it, it's a device believed to facilitate communication with the deceased. Some way, somehow, this approach appears to yield results, as she receives signals and responses from whatever entity is present. The spirit box transmits phrases like, "We're still protecting you," "dying," and these unsettling responses affirm the presence of something beyond the ordinary, validating her initial instincts. Is there truly another world out there, and are her ancestors reaching out to save her from evil? Could it be another entity altogether making fun of her, or is the whole thing simply an elaborate hoax? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. We'd love to hear them, especially if you have experience with this kind of thing. Next, we have an enigmatic image that will leave you questioning reality. It was captured by a doorbell positioned at the front door of a house. The owner put the camera there to keep an eye out for human intruders. Little did they know it would capture something far beyond their expectations. Have a look. The creature looks like a dark-furred poodle trespassing on the property with its tail sticking out. The creature, though, shares a familiarity with a canine and still leaves a few things up for debate. The creature's head, shrouded in an eerie blur, conceals its true identity, leaving us to wonder what lies beneath. At least, that's what the paranormal community thinks. They believe it's a shapeshifter of sorts changing forms. Personally, I do think it looks like a goat, but feel free to let me know what you think. I know you've always trusted me to start off with a wild one, and I know this first capture will not disappoint. It's unknown where exactly this was captured, but let's stick to the obvious. Amidst a densely remote forest which appears like an area rarely frequented by people, with tall, bare trees standing without leaves. In this very area, though, stands a figure, defying the known essence of these woods. A woman of uncertain age, hair deeply parted to the left, much like my vantage point. She dons a blue top under a lengthy coral pink jacket adorned with black stripe-like patterns. By all standards, this image should be fine, but no, it's rather unsettling. She stands in a weird posture, wearing a face and look that can only be described as sinister. A video clip would have presented it with greater clarity. Her face, ghostly pale, resembles a mask akin to Pennywise from the film It. As if she's possessed by a malevolent spirit, but why? She looks like an innocent young girl with a future much brighter than the contrast in that photo. Or is that what the spirit in her wants me to think? Well, I don't know anymore. It might as well be a hoax, meaning I'm simply thinking too much of it. But what do you think? Next, we have a video clip that reveals the remains of a dinosaur, specifically a T-Rex in the heart of the woods. The uploader had the paranormal and dinosaur enthusiasts community believing that he had indeed filmed a T-Rex. As you'd expect with such a revelation, it was met with debates as well as a lot of skepticism. But could he be telling the truth? Well, if any living dinosaurs indeed remained from the tumultuous events millennia ago, this capture might just be the evidence many needed. I mean, if you take a closer look, you'd see flesh, meaning it's a fresh kill. As the debates raged on, the uploader had an epiphany and came online to clarify all misconceptions. In fact, he revealed the footage originated from a German museum theme park. The park had fashioned a replica of a deceased T-Rex, simulating its appearance after gradual decomposition and becoming part of the Earth. It was meant to be an educational tool, but the uploader saw an opportunity to get rich and famous. Unfortunately for him, he was called out and came out to apologize to the community and all who believed it. But do you think he should be let off on such an easy note? Now moving on to another unsettling video. Take a look at this. This footage was taken in the backyard of the uploader. It starts off like your ordinary everyday trail cam footage in the stillness of the sunset. But then, if you pay close attention, you'll notice a creature moving by like a gust of wind. Did you see that? Let's take a closer look. There, you see some sort of ghostly figure with its back hunched over. You can see its head and hunched back. It's evident that whatever it is, it's bipedal, that is, it's walking on two legs. The creature appears almost dust-like, and as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared. What could that be? Well, no one knows, not even the uploader. I'm tempted to think this is nothing but an elaborate hoax, given the blurry nature of the footage, but perhaps that's just me. What do you think? We started with a big one, but we continue with what I can only describe as a very, very stealthy one. Imagine reviewing your trail cam footage and seeing wolves roaming your property. Whatever emotion you imagined is probably what the owner of this trail cam did as well. He was surprised to see wolves on his property, but that wouldn't compare to what he felt after taking a second look. Now, if you pay attention to the footage, you actually see that this supposed wolf appears to be moving on two legs like a human, albeit very fast, and seems to have a shirt or clothes of some sort on. Crazy, right? At least the owner thought he was going crazy and asked the online community for help. The paranormal community caught wind of it and told him it was a werewolf. Personally, I don't see any other logical explanation if what we are seeing is indeed true. What about you, though? Many vast lands have gone to waste and don't seem to be wanted for keeps either, and the one in the next footage is no exception. The video showcases extensive plots of land marked with soil uplifts and incomplete grazing activities. Among the trees stands a figure dressed in stark white attire, so blindingly white that it's impossible to overlook. It remains stationary, its towering height standing out. Beyond its stature, little can be discerned about its other physical attributes. There's a belief that it might be connected to the numerous murder cases documented in the area. Some even suggest it's the spirit of one of the victims killed in the area. Looking at it, however, I believe there's more to the story than we're being let in on. Instead of a lost spirit, I'd want us to consider another possibility. It's a witch. If that's a far stretch, then possibly a member of a secret cult operating in the area. Before you dismiss it, take a good look at the figure in the footage. Do you not see that there's something ominous with it? Do you like spiders? If you answered no to this question, then this next post might just scare you out of your wits. This footage was taken by a man who'd gone to the woods to enjoy the scenery. He decided to film the whole process because, well, why not? What he didn't expect, however, was to see a strange tree looking gray from a distance. Intrigued, he drew nearer to find out what was keeping this odd-looking tree gray, and what he saw left him speechless. I mean, how do you explain the sight you're seeing? A tree covered in cobwebs? Surely there must be a logical explanation for it, and truly there is. I've shared it on this channel before. Who can remember it? If you do remember the explanation I gave, leave a comment and start with "I remember" in cap lock so we can give you a befitting acknowledgement. If you haven't seen the video before, this might be the best time to revisit our previous videos because we've really got a special surprise for whoever remembers this. Next, we have another group of YouTubers, this time from the channel Lomar Men's, who went into the Dagger Woods deep in the night to investigate the alleged sightings of Wendigos, but got more than they bargained for. In the footage, we see a guy and a girl filming with their cameras when all of a sudden they are spooked by a strange noise. Instead of taking the hint and aborting their mission, these guys followed the sound deeper into the woods. As they got nearer, they noticed small rocks being thrown at them from deep in the woods, but that was still not enough warning. The crew ventured deeper into the woods when suddenly one of them fell to the ground in terror after spotting something in the darkness.
This is gonna be an adventure and a half. Whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
Hello?
Did you see something dark?
Something was just by that tree.
Unfortunately, the camera didn't capture what he saw, but his petrified reaction speaks volumes. Do you think he saw the Wendigo he came looking for, or he spotted something far more sinister? Or could it be that this was all a hoax for the sake of garnering views? Share your thoughts in the comments section. This next footage is out of this world spooky. Instead of talking, perhaps you should see it instead. This young boy was filming himself while his dog climbed on the couch behind him, messing with the blinds. Well, at first, after the video was filmed, the boy didn't think anything of it, until one day he was reviewing the footage when he noticed something strange. Behind the blinds outside the window was a strange face peeking at him. The face looked odd with large black eyes. What in the world could that be? Some kind of alien? Because it sure looks like one. Some skeptics say it was a staged video, which could be true, seeing as the strange face looks lifeless like a toy or a costume. But given the recent Russian alien news and sightings, this could very much be a sighting. Next, we have a rather bizarre capture from a trail cam, if I do say so myself. Have a look. The captured footage unveils a landscape teeming with lush trees and verdant grass enveloping the expansive terrain. In the capture, we see what looks like a shadowy figure moving through the environment. Its form and shape change as it moves, almost as though it's trying to materialize from another plane. Is that even a logical thing to say? Well, if you asked me some months ago before the start of this channel, I would have said yes, but looking at all the things we have encountered up to date, I guess not. Only one question remains, however. Is it authentic? Now, that's a question that's hard to answer. A part of me thinks this could be real, but then again, another part of me knows AI is capable of producing images as photorealistic as this. So I ask you, what do you think is happening in this trail cam capture? Now let's move to the sea. With about 5% of the sea explored, we aren't certain of all the creatures, both big and small, that live in it. But why does that matter? For an answer, watch this footage. There in the middle of the ocean, a horned creature emerges from the depth. The creature resembles a dragon, and you can't help but wonder how that's even possible. You see it too, right? A supposed creature of the sea no one has seen. As expected, we did a thorough scrutiny of the footage and realized that the thing was not real in any way. It's just some good CGI. When I first saw the footage, it got me thinking that humanity was doomed. But thank God there's no cause for alarm and it's not real. Or is it? Share your thoughts in the comments section. In this footage, we see probably one of the biggest creatures we've ever featured on this channel. Sure, the giant moose from a couple of episodes ago was large, but I doubt it's got anything on the creature moving among the foliage in this footage. Did you see it? What creature comes to mind? An ape? A bear? A Neanderthal? Or a Bigfoot? Most definitely a Bigfoot. There are no other creatures that fit the bill so well. But where was this creature captured? The funny thing is that the uploader refused to share and didn't say why. Perhaps he wanted to protect the creature, or perhaps he wanted it all to himself. I possibly can't be the only one excited about such a find. As exciting as this is, though, it worries me a little bit. If Bigfoots can get this large, what would happen to us if they try to take us over? Well, oh, stop it, Steve. They won't do that, or at least we hope they won't. Think happy thoughts. Either way, you have to agree with me that this footage is truly an impressive capture once you get over the poor quality. It's broad daylight, and unlike elusive figures like the Bigfoot or the Sasquatch, the creature before us isn't hesitant to appear in public. Looking at its tough, overlapping scales and those claws capable of pulling apart concrete, I can understand why it's confident enough to appear in public. But what creature is it? Is it real, or is this just another elaborate hoax to lead us on? Well, at first glance, I thought this might be CGI due to its unusual 3D-like appearance. I was on the verge of dismissing it as fake when a team member identified it as a pangolin. I looked it up, and what do you know, this thing is actually real. They're occasionally referred to as scaly anteaters and belong to the mammal order Pholidota. Pangolins sport distinctive overlapping tough scales. Their unique dietary preference revolves around consuming ants and termites. Curious about how they manage this feat, it's all thanks to their remarkably elongated sticky tongues. And that's not all. Whenever they sense a threat, they're able to roll up into a protective ball. Sadly, despite their scales serving as their primary defense, pangolins are considered endangered species in Asia and Africa. Fascinating, isn't it? Consider this a small educational tidbit in case you weren't familiar with this magnificent creature. And yes, you're welcome. If you have time, look up the Texas rat dragon. Have you ever encountered any of these creatures? Please share your experience in the comments section. We'd love to hear it. If you're jumpy, this is going to be a roller coaster ride for you. This YouTuber visited an abandoned bunker he'd been to before on 2 occasions, but never had a strange encounter. However, this third time did it for him. Like they say, the third time is a charm. As he was inspecting the empty bunker, you see a piece of wood lift and fall, sending a chilling sound echoing through the bunker. The once confident adventurer almost abandoned his seeing as he bolted straight out of the entrance. After he calmed down from the scare, he went back to look further, but this time he didn't notice the next encounter until he was reviewing the footage. There, in the eerie hallway, a dark figure pops up and disappears again. This guy was the only one present, so what was that? A ghost or evil spirit? You tell us. Moving away from Bigfoot, yet remaining in the strange and mysterious, let's take a look at this strange footage from a trail cam situated in the heart of the forest. In the footage, you can see the stillness of the night being disturbed by a blurry image moving from a distance toward the camera. As the movement gets closer, you realize that it's some kind of pale head shrouded in a dark cloth. The figure appears to be tightly wrapped in dark cloth, which brings to mind a mummy. What or who could this be? Could it be a peculiar person engaged in a ritual, or perhaps an elusive entity wandering the forest? It's hard to say. There's also the possibility of it simply being an elaborate hoax. Which of these possibilities are you more inclined to lean towards? Tell us in the comments section. If you have followed and been on this channel for long, you know we only love to post trail cam captures, but this next one has us so spooked that we just had to show it to you. Have a look. The video starts with what looks like a couple of friends enjoying a drive. This atmosphere is, however, interrupted when they realize that there's something chasing them, which is weird because they're on a highway. Glancing behind, they spot a figure, or perhaps a humanoid-like creature in pursuit. In a matter of seconds, the creature closes in, prompting them to accelerate. But how could it catch up so quickly? Who or what is this? Even Usain Bolt might struggle to match such speed. Upon closer examination, we notice the creature's white or pale skin and distinctly human-like features. Yet the extraordinary speed and appearance defy any human explanation. Our thoughts turn to the possibility of a cryptid, perhaps even the infamous rake. But can a rake move with such speed? Well, that remains a mystery. But what do you guys think? This is one of those moments where technology captures the intensity of nature. Here's a snapshot from a game camera that tells quite a story. In this image, you can see a deer, but there's more to it than meets the eye. This picture was taken at the precise moment when a hunter's shot hit the mark during a hunting expedition. It's like freezing time and witnessing a crucial instant in the circle of life. While hunting is a contentious topic, it's undeniable that this image encapsulates the tension, skill, and raw nature of the hunt. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now before I send that creature after you. On a more serious note, it really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to keep making these videos for you, so please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Take a moment to admire the sheer size and beauty of the Tibetan Mastiff, a truly magnificent breed of dog. With its thick, long, and luxurious brown fur, muscular build, and regal appearance, this breed is considered one of the largest dogs in the world. Originated from the lofty mountains of Tibet, these majestic canines have been bred for centuries to guard livestock and property and are known for their courage, loyalty, and independence. They're highly intelligent and have a strong protective instinct, making them excellent watchdogs. The Tibetan Mastiffs are calm and patient, but they can be stubborn at times. They require plenty of exercise and mental stimulation to stay healthy and happy. They're also known to be quite vocal and will bark loudly if they sense any potential threats. Despite their imposing size and appearance, the Tibetan Mastiff is a gentle and loving breed that thrives with human companionship. They're great with children and make loyal and protective family pets. Whether you're a dog lover or simply appreciate the beauty and majesty of nature's creatures, the Tibetan Mastiff is truly a sight to behold. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Oh yeah, before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and see you in the next one.